Be doing double duty at the U.S. Open for CBS Sports.
We got to tune in for that.
It's going to be great. Thanks for watching. You're with us now. We'll see you right back here on The Insider
tomorrow.
And a broad area of scattered showers and thunder showers now in southern Middle Tennessee. And look at live local Doppler radar shows these thunder showers fairly heavy now in portions of Pulaski County, just north of Lincoln County now. Near Shelbyville, scattered showers as well. Heavy downpours near Richmond, Pulaski, headed toward Cornersville and McBurg. And you might even see a scattered shower developing across portions of northern Limestone County and eastern Colbert County, as well as Lauderdale County. Next half hour, complete forecast and look at our Nesto in just a few minutes. Now the news is on your way.
Coverage you can count on. This is WAAY 31 News, live at 5.
Breaking news in the murder trial of Jason Sharp. The jury has a verdict, and we have a live report.
Huntsville police say, and the FBI say, that this man is armed and dangerous. The story behind these surveillance pictures in just a moment.
The warrant on Mr. Carr has been dropped by the district attorney. They're not proceeding with this case.
And major new developments surrounding the John Mark Carr case. The Alabama man who claims to have killed JonBenet Ramsey may be proven to be a liar.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Craig Boswell.
And I'm Erin Dacey. Thank you for joining us. Breaking news from downtown Huntsville. A jury has reached a verdict in the capital murder trial of Jason Sharp.
Sharp is accused of murdering 32-year-old Tracy Morris in January of 1999. The verdict in this case has been a long time coming. Sharp was arrested more than 7 years ago. WAAY 31's Justin McFarland is live at the Madison County Courthouse. Good evening, Justin.
Good evening, Craig. You do have a right to a speedy trial, and that's exactly what Jason Sharp has gotten. After waiting for 7 years, they've finally come with a decision in this case. Sharp was arrested back in 1999 for the stabbing death and rape of Tracy Morris. It took less than a week for the prosecution and defense to present their case. Closing arguments were made today, and the jury, after less than 90 minutes of deliberation, has finally come back with a decision. We are waiting on word to exactly what that decision is.
5 days to hear this case, and it's taken more than 7.5 years and more than $150,000 taxpayer money spent to house the accused. So I think everybody here is anxiously awaiting the verdict.
And he's right. We are anxiously awaiting the decision. Once again, the decision has been made. We are waiting with bated breath to find out exactly what that decision is regarding the Jason Sharp trial. If he is convicted, he could face the death penalty. Reporting live from the Madison County Courthouse, I'm Justin McFarland, WAAY 31 News.
Justin, we learned just a few minutes ago that the jury did reach a decision. Are they back in the courthouse at this point, or they've just been called back into the courthouse?
No, the jury never left. The jury is back in the courthouse. They're assembling in the courtroom right now. As a matter of fact, as we just left to come out here to do this report, we caught Mr. Sharp coming down from his cell to enter the courtroom. They're expected to release a decision any second now.
We talked a little bit a few moments ago. Talk about the demeanor of Jason Sharp.
Mr. Sharp spent a lot of time during the charges when they were presented today before the jury started deliberation. He spent a lot of time rubbing his head and kind of massaging his head a little bit. You can only imagine what was running through his mind. He knows that today is the day that he's going to find out his fate after waiting for what had to be very long years in jail.
Okay. All right, Justin, we'll come back to you as soon as you have a verdict. Thank you very much for that live report.
Meanwhile, a bombshell development tonight surrounding Alabama native John Mark Carr. Prosecutors say they will not bring charges against John Mark Carr in the death of JonBenet Ramsey. The reason is Carr's DNA was apparently not a match to other DNA found at the Ramsey crime scene.
The warrant on Mr. Carr has been dropped by the district attorney. They're not proceeding with this case. We're deeply distressed by the fact that they took this man and dragged him here from Bangkok, Thailand, with no forensic evidence confirming the allegations against him and no independent factors leading to a presumption that he did anything wrong.
Carr's ex-wife insists he was in Alabama during the Christmas that JonBenet Ramsey was murdered. Carr's court hearing today was canceled. He is now a free man. Stay with WAAY 31 News and World News with Charles Gibson tonight for more on this quickly developing story. A University of North Alabama police officer faces charges after a standoff at his home. WAAY 31's Laura Beth Ezell is live in Decatur with more. Good evening, Laura Beth.
Good evening, Aaron. Police say it began around 10 o'clock last night. 54-year-old Thomas McFarland and his girlfriend were at home when McFarland became intoxicated and loaded his pistol. His girlfriend got scared, so she ran upstairs, locked herself in a room, and called police. She eventually escaped. When officers arrived, one of them thought he heard gunshots, but the girlfriend said it was just McFarland slamming doors. When McFarland called her cell phone, she handed it over to police.
Up and he told Chief Glasgow at that time that he was going to resign. He was coming in today to resign. That him and his girlfriend had broke up, and he was going back where he come from, and he said he needed help.
McFarland surrendered to police. His girlfriend bailed him out of the Lauderdale County Detention Center this morning. The retired Detroit, Michigan police officer has resigned from his job at UNA. He had only been there for a month. Live in Decatur, Laura Beth Ezel, WAAY 31 News.
Thank you for that live update.
Huntsville police and the FBI say the man who held up a Huntsville bank this morning is armed and dangerous. It happened at the Alabama Credit Union on Whitesburg Drive just before 11 o'clock this morning. The robbery added more urgency to an already busy lunchtime in the area. Police dusted doors for fingerprints and canine units scoured the area. They did find a T-shirt believed to have been worn by the suspect. Now, police have released surveillance video from inside the Alabama Credit Union. Investigators say the man is armed with a handgun. If you have any information, call the Huntsville Police or the FBI at 539-1711.
New details tonight about yesterday's deadly plane crash in Kentucky. We've now learned one of the victims was from right here in the Tennessee Valley. Flags at Intergraph headquarters are at half-staff this afternoon in honor of Rebecca Adams. Adams was a project manager with the company. Intergraph CEO Halsey Wise says Adams was on her way back from California, where she was helping a customer.
Another Huntsville-based contractor has been killed in Iraq. According to military officials, a worker from the U.S. Army Engineering and Support Center died today when his vehicle was hit by a roadside bomb. He's the 31st contractor from the center to be killed in Iraq since 2003 and the 5th this month. A second contractor was injured in today's attack.
The race for governor in Alabama is heating up, but we'll have to wait a while before we see both candidates meet face-to-face. A live televised debate between Democrat Lucy Baxley and Republican incumbent Bob Riley will air October 30th. The one-hour meeting will happen at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival in Montgomery. And with just over 2 months until the election, some say the mudslinging's already begun. The debates are being organized by Leadership Alabama, the Public Affairs Research Council of Alabama, the Alabama Press Association, and Alabama Public Television.
Another delay for the Space Shuttle Atlantis. Crews are about to roll Atlantis back to the hangar as Tropical Storm Ernesto closes in on Florida. The storm is expected to hit Kennedy Space Center at hurricane strength. As planned, NASA managers are giving up on a Tuesday shuttle launch. They're preparing to move Atlantis indoors to protect it from the storm.
We did get a change in the forecast from the National Hurricane Center this morning that had us even a little bit more concerned, about Ernesto.
This will be the 5th time NASA has had to remove a spaceship from the launch pad because of bad weather. The decision postpones the launch for an uncertain period of time, but NASA officials are holding on to a glimmer of hope. They say since it takes a full day to deconfigure the shuttle from launch mode and start it moving back to the hangar, a liftoff is still possible in September if weather conditions change.
So we're executing the plan. We do have a couple of gates that we can go through and stop the plan if we decide that the condition of Ernesto says that we can stay out at the launch pad with the vehicle, which in my mind is unlikely.
The launch originally had been set for Sunday. NASA delayed it after lightning struck the launch pad Friday. They wanted to make sure there wasn't any damage to the pad or the shuttle. The shuttle's 6 astronauts are scheduled to take a 35,000-pound power module to the International Space Station. It will be the first mission devoted to construction of the space station in nearly 4 years. NASA wants to launch Atlantis by September 7th, so they will not interfere with a Russian space mission, but that goal is unlikely because it takes several days to move the shuttle on and off the launch pad.
Back to our breaking news top story. There is a guilty verdict in the Jason Sharp murder trial. He is 29 years old and was accused of raping and murdering 32-year-old Tracy Morris in January of 1999.
WAAY 31's Justin McFarland is in the courtroom right now getting all the details on this rapidly developing story, and we'll have in deep analysis of this case in just a few moments.
Absolutely. Attorney Mark McDaniel is in the studio with us, and we will be talking with him in depth about this guilty verdict for Jason Sharp in downtown Huntsville just moments ago. Well, still much more to come on WAAY 31 News Live at 5 continues.
Like Aaron said, we'll talk with Huntsville attorney Mark McDaniel about John Mark Carr case and about the Jason Sharp case. Plus, we'll go live to the courthouse. And
we'll have details on how students who live on campus can stay healthy. That's coming up. Brad?
Also talk about a tropical storm, which could be Hurricane Ernesto, which might affect Florida with some heavy rains and gusty winds, and might still even affect parts of Alabama. Here's a quick look at the storm now as it continues to move across Cuba, barely staying alive. But once the storm emerges, it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Forecast is also next.
You're watching Aaron Dacey and Craig Boswell. WAAY 31 News Live at 5 is coverage you can count on.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Jerry Damson Auto Group.
Bold lines, rugged lines, unique lines, award-winning lines, new lines. And now you get the bottom line during Nissan's national sales event, like a $199 per month lease on the Nissan Altima with the special edition package. See your Nissan dealer. Offer ends September 5th, and that's the bottom line.
Mom, Dad, it's Saturday night, right? So we were thinking we could just stay home and spend some quality time and, you know, that we could do
a puzzle.
Yeah.
That's not natural. But Oak Express is, now featuring new woods in cherry, maple, pine, and more, all at unreal prices.
Would you like to see my puzzle tattoo?
No.
Sure.
Homemade lasagna, a meal that can't be rushed. Well, now everything you love about the taste of lasagna is on a pizza. Ooh, Mamma mia! Introducing the new Sicilian lasagna pizza from Pizza Hut. Hearty beef topping and a blend of mozzarella, creamy ricotta, and Parmesan cheese, all on a seasoned crust. It's just $10.99.
Why you don't make pizza like this?
Go for the good stuff. Right now for just $5 more at any medium one-topping pizza.
Now through September 5th only, get new 2006 Ford vehicles with 0% financing for 72 months. That's right, 0% over 6 years on new 2006 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Or get up to $7,000 cash back. Either way, you'll also get 5-year, 60,000-mile extended powertrain coverage. But hurry, these incredible offers end September 5th. Visit your neighborhood Ford dealer and see why more people have chosen Ford in 2006 than any other brand in America.
We have breaking news in downtown Huntsville. There is a verdict in the Jason Sharp murder trial.
Jason Sharp has been convicted. He is guilty of raping and murdering 32-year-old Tracy Morris in January of 1999. WAAY 31's Justin McFarland is standing by live at the courthouse. Justin.
Good evening. Just moments ago, Jason Sharp was convicted of the 1999 stabbing, death, and rape of Tracy Lynn Morris. Sharp had no expression when the verdict was read just moments ago. He just sat there and just kind of looked off into space a little bit, almost like he wasn't in the room. But he is convicted at this time. We'll have fallout and reaction. Actually, the atmosphere around the courthouse was pretty electric. A lot of the workers here at the courthouse have been following this case. It's been ongoing for a long time. A lot of them were very interested in the reaction and very interested in the verdict. Once again, he is found guilty at this time, and I'm sure he'll appeal the case. But right now, we'll have reaction and everything coming up on WAAY 31 News tonight at 6.
Right, Justin, I know there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of people to talk to. You talked earlier about Jason Sharp's demeanor. I guess that changed from when you saw him earlier and then when you saw him as the verdict was being reached.
He looked pretty worried a few minutes ago. Earlier in the day, he was rubbing his head a lot, trying to massage I'm sure he was under a lot of stress. Actually, when I saw him just moments ago as the verdict was being read, he had no expression on his face whatsoever. He looked very blank. He wasn't looking at the jury. He wasn't looking at anything. He was just kind of looking down at the table during the entire time. But he is now a guilty man, and he'll be spending a long time in jail.
Justin, just real quickly now, what about the family, the victim's family? What was their reaction as the verdict was being read?
The victim's families actually bursted into tears when the verdict was read. There was a lot of yeses, a lot of pumping of the fist. A few family members actually just couldn't hold the emotion in, and they bursted into tears after the verdict was read.
Thank you very much, Justin, for that live report. We appreciate that. And, of course, Justin brought us earlier the testimony from the mother, and she was just crying. And after 7 years, this has been emotionally agonizing. We have WAAY 31 legal analyst Mark McDaniel with us now to talk about this verdict, a guilty verdict, Mark.
Yeah, when the jury came back after 90 minutes, that's not a good sign for the defense. Usually, when they come out that quick, it's going to be a guilty verdict. Which it was in this case. What will happen now is that they will go into a penalty phase. The state is asking for the death penalty in this case, and tomorrow, probably go into it tomorrow. The penalty phase, it's a whole new trial. It is, I tell young lawyers that have never done a capital case before, that's the most important part of the entire proceedings. That's where this jury is going to recommend life or death. Now in Alabama, the judge don't have to take that recommendation. Whatever they recommend, the judge can change it. It's not automatic, but usually they go with it. So the jury will recommend life or death, and they'll have opening statements. The defense will be given a chance to put on mitigating circumstances why this jury would not recommend death. The state can put on aggravating circumstances the reason they would recommend death.
So there's a lot more to go, a lot more to be revealed here. This was a particularly brutal crime with being stabbed 37 times. You've been through a lot of jury trials. Is that something a jury will take into account? Does that work on them emotionally?
Yes, that's an aggravating circumstance in Alabama. One of the aggravating circumstances you can have is where a capital offense is especially cruel, atrocious, and heinous as opposed to other capital murders. In other words, you got some that are just extremely bad. And I'm sure the state will assert this as one of the aggravating circumstances and ask the jury to execute this man and recommend that he die by lethal injection because this offense was especially atrocious and heinous compared to other capital offenses.
Now, during this particular phase, will Jason Sharp, will he actually take the stand and answer questions, or does that typically happen?
That can happen. Usually what you would do is they would put on witnesses, his mother, his daddy, brother, sister, anybody that'll get in front of that jury and beg that jury. I'm talking about you, if anybody wants to see real life drama, go down to the courthouse tomorrow, because you're going to see people begging a jury not to kill somebody. On the other hand, you're going to see people going to witness stand and say, please execute this man, please give us justice because this man raped and killed my little girl or killed my best friend. You're going to hear that kind of testimony tomorrow in the Madison County Courthouse.
And it's been especially difficult for the victim's family and probably for Sharp's family as well, because they've had to wait 7 years for this day or for tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know, doing this, I've been in practicing law for 30 years. And you go into an appeal process now, and you see what the parents of the victims, what they go through year after year after year, hoping someday that they will get to see justice. And that's what these people are going through.
Okay, Mark McDaniel, thank you very much for your insight on this trial.
It's always an honor.
Okay. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more WAAY 31 News live at 5.
Brought to you in part by Ford.
Drop everything. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is here. While you're there, don't miss the stylish Camry and see why Toyota's the #1 brand in passenger car sales in America. Check out the sporty Toyota Corolla with an incredible 41 miles per gallon rating. Or discover the newly redesigned 2007 Toyota Camry. The stylish new Camry is available with great features such as Bluetooth wireless technology, push-button start, and a navigation system. The clock's ticking. Catch the Toyota Time nationwide clearance event today. Toyota, moving forward.
We'll be back on oven-roasted chicken.
Oh, please water the plants on Italian BMT.
Take the trash out on tuna.
And Pookie gets her bath on roast beef. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Now, every day is Sub Day at Subway restaurants. With the $3.99 daily meal deal, you can get a different regular 6-inch fresh value meal for only $3.99 every day.
I'll give you another 50 if Pookie disappears sometime before turkey breast.
Subway, eat fresh.
It has been all Colts today. Setting up again, 3rd and 5 now.
Hey, you, come here. It's 28-3. If you have an NFL Sunday ticket from DirecTV, you can watch up to 14 games every Sunday. So instead of watching this, you watch my brother Eli play against the Cowboys. Oh, I've got to run. Actually, I think I'll pass.
Pump fake.
Touchdown!
Buy NFL Sunday Ticket. Get 4 months of our best programming package for free. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's direct TV.
Hello, I'm Blair Thornton, and for a short time longer, you pay the same price as Chrysler employees.
Hold up, Blair. Here's an automotive news flash. Thornton Chrysler Dodge Jeep will beat any verified deal, guaranteed. Now, back to the commercial.
No clerical fee and no dock fee. That's something we've never had and never will. You'll also want to hear about our 30-day return policy. These are the kind of pluses you expect from Alabama's oldest family-owned Chrysler dealer. We're in Florence, Thornton Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Now, Stormforce 31 Chief Meteorologist Brad Huffine with your simple and accurate forecast.
Busy news day, busy weather day as well, looking at some scattered showers now in southern Middle Tennessee, coming out of Giles County, clipping northwestern Lincoln County into southern Bedford County. Heavy downpours now are stretching across parts of southern Middle Tennessee, not necessarily North Alabama yet, though we may still see some development in Limestone County, Madison County, next couple of hours. And if that happens, we'll be seeing some brief showers moving by, but as of right now, nothing severe. Bottom line on lots of active weather going on across the southeast looks like this. The promise for rain showers continues. Scattered tonight, more rain tomorrow. Ernesto in Alabama. Well, scattered showers might be possible Thursday if Ernesto takes a certain westerly track. And the next few days, 90s are on hiatus after staying in the 90s today and the 80s for the rest of the work week. Satellite pictures show these widely scattered showers and thunder showers developing today, mostly Middle Tennessee, mostly northwest Georgia. More may develop tonight, but more will develop tomorrow along a cool front that is also scattering some showers tonight across parts of Missouri into Arkansas and West Tennessee. A very slow-moving cool front. In the morning, though, it won't feel very cool when you walk out the door. Low 70s to start the day. Southwesterly winds. Cool front, though, comes with the winds changing from the southwest to the northwest through the day. Scattered showers moving through as well, with temperatures in the upper 80s. In the shoals, mid-80s, basically everywhere else, 565 corridor, and off into northeast Alabama. Meanwhile, we're watching very carefully Tropical Storm Ernesto already causing some hurricane watches down across the Florida Keys. Also, we're seeing this storm continue with winds of 40 miles an hour, moving across the western tip of Cuba. Now, how will Ernesto affect the southeastern part of the country? Watch two forecasts. One is the Hurricane Center forecast. That's the overlay. The Barron Advanced Meteorological Services forecast is the one underneath. They look about the same the first 24 hours. Then, as the storm continues to press into South Florida, as what looks to be now likely a tropical storm instead of a hurricane, Hurricane Center puts it up the east coast of Florida. The Barron model puts it up the west coast of Florida. And if that indeed happens, then we may see some very heavy rains across the west coast of Florida, maybe even some damaging winds, making landfall as a weak Category 1 hurricane in northwest Florida. Then as that storm continues to move up across Georgia, notice the rain showers trying to be pressed back this way into Thursday. We may get some showers from this storm after all. If it takes this westerly track, Hurricane Center takes it up the eastern seaboard, Barron through Georgia, watching to see which one actually verifies. Again, we've mentioned earlier that these Barron forecast tracks past couple of years have actually ended up being fairly accurate. So there's your forecast then. 7 days away, it looks just like this. Temperatures outside the next few days will stay, for the most part, in the 80s. Chance of showers higher tomorrow, then weakening through the rest of the work week. Watching Ernesto, guys.
Thank you very much, Brad. Stay with us. We'll have more WAAY 31 News live at 5, including a recap of the guilty verdict in the Jason Sharp murder trial today.
It's back, the Chevy Model Year-End event. Time to get the best selection of dependable, long-lasting 06 trucks. So make your move. These Chevys are going fast. Like Silverado Half-Ton, J.D. Power and Associates' highest-ranked large pickup in initial quality. Buy an 06 Silverado Half-Ton Extended Cab C85 and get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Claim yours before they're gone. See your North Alabama Chevy dealer.
What do we know about Lucy Baxley?
She said on television that she supported John Kerry because he's liberal.
Liberal.
She's a big supporter of Hillary Clinton. Called her an inspiration.
An inspiration?
An inspiration?
I'm a Democrat. Even I couldn't support John Kerry or Hillary Clinton.
Now Lucy Baxley is attacking Bob Riley.
Attacking his conservative agenda.
Delivered tax cuts.
Tax cuts
and historic education funding.
Lucy Baxley. She's just too liberal.
Too liberal?
Too liberal.
Too liberal for Alabama.
Marge, how are you?
Helen,
Where are you? I thought I called your home number.
You sure did, but thanks to Verizon Wireless, my home number is now my cell number.
Well, how'd you do that?
I simply went to N2 Wireless, an authorized agent for Verizon Wireless. They transferred my home number to my cell. Now I'm not tied to my house anymore. I can run my errands, go shopping, or I can even travel if I feel like it, without the worry of missing important phone calls. And the best part is, I only have one phone bill now.
Helen, gotta go. I'm going to N2 Wireless.
What do all three of these have in common? They have the advantage, the lowest price, America's best warranty, and the Bentley reputation, because that's what brings you back. The Bentley Hyundai Advantage. Whether it's the Hyundai Elantra at $10,980, the Sonata at $13,980, or the Tucson at $15,980, all nicely equipped. Nobody beats a Bentley deal. Nobody. Hyundai makes the car. Bentley Hyundai makes the difference. On University Drive, east of Jordan Lane, Huntsville.
Okay, recapping our top 2 breaking news stories now. A verdict has been reached in the Jason Sharp murder trial about 15 minutes ago. The jury returned a guilty verdict against 29-year-old Jason Sharp. Sharp showed no reaction, while family members, meanwhile, reacted. The victim's family, Tracy Morris, reacted with relief at the verdict.
Meanwhile, in Boulder, Colorado, quite the opposite. John Mark Carr is a free man. Prosecutors say they've dropped charges against the Hamilton, Alabama native after DNA evidence failed to connect him to JonBenet Ramsey's murder. Details on both of these stories coming up next on World News with Charles Gibson and on WAAY 31 News live at 6.
Also, a last check of your weather when WAAY 31 News live at 6 returns.
For a limited time, Nissan announces no payments until 2007 on every bold line, spacious line, and powerful line during Nissan's Bottom Line National Sales Event. Get $2,750 cash back or 1% financing on the Nissan Titan Cape Cab. Plus, make no payments until 2007. See your Nissan dealer event September 5th, and that's the bottom line.
The largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley is hosting a huge pre-Labor Day sale. Now through Labor Day at Story & Lee Furniture, save 30, 40, 50, up to 70% off fabulous furniture brands like Thomasville, Broyhill, Lane, Tootsie Italian Leather, Jameson Bedding. Hundreds of pieces on sale now through Labor Day. Decorate your home with the furniture of your dreams. Tremendous selection, incredible savings, free delivery. Story & Lee, Highway 43, Leoma, Tennessee. Open Labor Day.
Summer fun is almost gone, but the Limestone Flea Market is partying right through the Labor Day weekend with a back-to-school blowout. That's right, you can have a party every Saturday and Sunday at the Limestone Flea Market. Whether it's books for school or just the right gift to stay or be cool, the Limestone Flea Market is the place where you'll always find quality merchandise at bargain prices. Our delicious concessions keep the party going all weekend long, and our friendly dealers are always ready with a smile to keep you in style for every season. So don't wait, make a date, and don't be late. There's only one place you need to stop. That's the Limestone Flea Market, the fun place to shop.
Since 1982, the Heating and Air Conditioning Board has been licensing contractors and protecting consumers. Make sure that when you have your heating or cooling system serviced, a licensed contractor is doing the job. You can rest assured that their work meets our quality and safety regulations and that you are protected. We license 3,800 contractors statewide, and each one of us carries this card. So before you hire someone to service your heating and air system, ask to see their card or call the Heating and Air Conditioning Board toll-free.
Now through September 5th only, get new 2006 Ford vehicles with 0% financing for 72 months. That's right, 0% over 6 years on new 2006 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Or get up to $7,000 cash back. Either way, you'll also get 5-year, 60,000-mile extended powertrain coverage. But hurry, these incredible offers end September 5th. Visit your neighborhood Ford dealer and see why more people have chosen Ford in 2006 than any other brand in America.
Your forecast 3 days away, calling for a good chance of showers tomorrow for all of us. Tonight, just across southern Middle Tennessee, mostly in northern Lincoln County and southern Bedford County. Also, Moore County, Lynchburg seeing a pop-up shower as well. Next couple of days, mid-80s for temperatures. Good chance of rain tomorrow. In fact, rain likely tomorrow. And scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, as temperatures, notice, stay out of the 90s for a few days.
That'll be nice. Thank you for watching WAAY 31 News Live at 5. More coverage you can count on in 30 minutes.
World News with Charles Gibson is next. See you at 6.
For discounts up to 40% on auto insurance, see Paula Marks in Tuscumbia.
Why are you still on dial-up instead of Bell South Fast Access DSL?
Money for our budget, yeah. I can't afford it. He has a bad job, so.
I work for your dad. Actually, Bell South Fast Access DSL is as low as $24.95 a month. Really?
Yeah, but some of those companies will start you off on one. They usually start you at that rate.
Then they hit you with the real price 6 months later.
Not with Bell South. There's no introductory pricing. Guaranteed. It's just $24.95 a month.
It's really that much faster?
Yeah. Bell South has speeds up to 100 times faster than standard dial-up.
100 times faster?
Oh, that's good. Wow. That's fast. So what are you waiting for? Go with Bell South Fast Access DSL today for prices as low as $24.95 a month. And you can even get $75 cash back on select speeds. Plus get a free modem.